Today's training is how curating a community turns into clients. And it's for coaches, for transformational leaders, for women who have a message, an important message to share. I'm Patti Keating. I am the founder of the Entrepreneur Unleashed. I am still a little skeptical about if I am really live. So hold on, let me just. Oh, it does say live now. I hope it doesn't start. Yeah. Okay. All right. So, founder of the Entrepreneur Unleashed, and I'm here in the world to mentor these powerful women entrepreneurs who are building brands and creating change in the lives of others and leaving a legacy. And I'm so excited that you're here. If you're joining me live, please say hello. I would love to see you and get to know you even better. I'm adjusting my screen. But say hello. And if you're watching the replay, comment replay, and I'll come back and welcome you and connect with you. So today I want to talk about something that is reshaping how coaching businesses are grown. And it isn't through like traditional trends and tactics. It's about understanding what's changing in our industry right now and what's changing in social media. So over the last couple years, you've probably noticed, I know I have, that there's a real shift happening. And you've probably felt it. Coaching, we used to be able to post some things and the people who saw them would inquire about our services. And then we had this infiltration of internet marketers come in, and they were really good at convincing people that they needed to buy things. And they are really good at the psychology of marketing, but not so great at coaching. And a lot of people got burned and they didn't get results from these programs they were buying. And it gave the coaching industry a bad name. And people began to question, is coaching even a real thing? But here's what I have to say about that. I have been in the coaching industry since 2004, and I have seen all the changes that have occurred. Coaching isn't going away. People still want support. People want guidance. They want to improve their business. They want to improve their lives. They want to change things. And that's going to remain. That's not going to change. That's going to continue to happen. In fact, the coaching industry is growing rapidly. What's changing is how they choose who to trust and how they decide to buy. And there was a period where visibility alone could fill your business. Just get out there, post, write, make content, lead magnets, all the things. We've gone through all the things, 4-part video series, and you could go through and do these things and get business. Follow the right formula, clients would come. It's not that way anymore. And I'm really grateful because your message, your work it's probably deeper than a 30-second reel. And yes, maybe people, they'll grab their attention and they'll want to know a little bit more, but people are more discerning now. They don't want to just hand over their authority as easily. The guru days are dying. They don't want to be told what to think. They want support. They want to be able to listen, to be coached, to consider it, and to think for themselves, to make a decision that actually works for them. They want perspective from other people, ideas, but they don't want dependency. They don't want to have to do things this way because the coach said that's how it has to go. They want to understand how they feel about it, what they think about it, and then craft it into something that works for them. And that is changing everything in how your business grows. And thankfully, that change is happening. This is why community matters, because what you're building now with community is not just content. It's not just posts. It's not just visibility. It's a space where people can experience your work. They can experience you as a human because transformation doesn't happen from just like a single session or the idea to purchase doesn't happen just from a single post you put out. It happens because someone spends enough time with you to understand your perspective, to understand your values, and to see how you see the world. And that requires a different kind of container. And that's where Substack comes in. I've been on Substack now just under 2 weeks, and I'm blown away. I'm so excited about this platform. I see the people that I chose to subscribe to. I see people of depth having meaningful conversations. There's no interruption marketing. Somebody trying to show me, right, what they want me to see if I'm interested, like the other platforms. But, honestly, Substack is not another platform. It's not a replacement for Instagram or Facebook. It's functionally different. It allows you to build something that holds your ideas over time instead of just in today's feed. And it's a place where your voice becomes your body of work, where they can listen, they can watch, they can read, they can return. When they subscribe, they can stay close to your thinking. It can deepen their relationship with your work without the constant interruptions. Because social media is built for speed. Substack is built for depth. And social media is built for interruption, just like advertising on TV. We interrupt this program for a word from our sponsor. Substack it allows this continuity where you can see people over time. Social media is also built for attention, right? What are those reels like where I did one, you come in from the side, breaking news, and then you say what you're going to say. And that's attention. But, you can do really well with that, and it might even go viral, but does it bring you people who would be ideal clients? Or does it bring you people who are responding to the interruption and you grabbing their attention? Is that going to be the best client for you? Substack builds trust, and that difference matters a lot if your work depends on people understanding before they buy. And if you're here, I'm guessing that's what you want. Because when you have deep and meaningful work, sometimes it's hard to explain especially in like a single post or a 30-second reel. So, how do you talk about your work? How do you let people experience you so they begin to understand the depth and the meaning? And that's what building a community does. So, building a community is not about more visibility. It's not even about more engagement. It's about something more intentional than that. It's about shared conversations, shared values. It's a space that has a sense of identity itself. The people in this space are doing this thing together. And yes, you're leading the room, but that community creates trust, it creates connection. A curated community does not happen by accident. It happens because you decide who's going to be there, what you stand for, which we're going to talk about a little more, and what kind of experience you want people to have when they first enter your world. So let's talk about what you stand for, because this is one that trips people up. So many people are trying to explain rather than taking a stand. When you're explaining, you end up chasing clients rather than attracting them to you. So what I've used it with every client and in almost every program I've launched in the 22 years I've been in business, and that is called the E code. And what that does is it gives you a picture. It creates your platform, what you stand for. We start with your core values and we get clear on your top 5. I see those as your platform. Your number 1 value is the stage or the platform floor. And the 4 supporting values are the legs. And when your values on this platform are being honored and communicated, you're going to build a solid business. I'll give you an example. My top 2 core values are freedom and self-expression. And the Entrepreneur Unleashed was built to help people express who they are and create freedom. It also helps people have the freedom to express who they are because a lot of people hold themselves back. So we have programs on the identity shift, on resonating with your clients, on sales, but we also have programs on building your platform, sharing your voice, knowing what you stand for is so important. And when you go deep into who you are, the other things in the E code I'll mention is it looks at your experience. What have you done throughout your lifetime that has led you here that you could teach other people about? It also includes your life purpose numerology and your Enneagram personality style. So when you know your purpose, your values, your experience, and how you naturally express those given your Enneagram personality style, building your business is built on the foundation of you. And that is a sustainable business. That's why I've been able to be in business for 22 years and not burn out and not wander over here and start following some guru's tactic that caused my business to bring in the wrong people because I stay true to who I am. And that's what I teach my clients to do. So this community is built on this platform. And when you understand that, your marketing can change and it can change quickly. You don't need to think about how do I get more people to see me? You rather start asking, what kind of experience will I create for people inside of my community? And that's where clients come from now, not from random attention. It's from resonance, not from being seen once. It's from being experienced over time. And that's why your customer journey starts much sooner than most people talk about. It doesn't start when someone books a call or clicks buy and becomes a customer. It starts the moment someone encounters your work and they begin to feel something. They find you through a note here on Substack, an article, a podcast, a live, or somebody sharing your work, right? Or you responding to a note, sharing your perspective. They read, they listen, and they begin to understand how you think. And then they come back and they subscribe and they spend more time in your world. And they start to feel like maybe you understand them. Maybe this is my tribe. And over time, that can build trust. And trust is what creates buyer readiness. So I mentioned something that I want to go a little deeper in. I mentioned that you can write, you can do podcasts. It's so easy to do podcasts. I launched, did I tell you I've only been on Substack like just shy of 2 weeks? I think I did, but because I'm re-recording this, I can't remember for sure. And I launched 2 podcasts. It didn't take very long at all, like within the day. One is for the public on Substack, and one is for my paid communities. And, I launched a podcast in 2010 and it took a lot of work. I had 2 people supporting me, putting together the intro, the outro, writing the show notes, getting it uploaded to Libsyn, putting it over on my website, all the things, the mechanics that had to happen in order for each week's show to go live. And now you can press podcast and start recording, and everything happens automatically on Substack. I use Hello Audio, and you it streams to your podcast. Can you tell I'm excited about this? This platform is the future. It streams through Substack, and then it also goes on your podcast app. So it's on Spotify and Apple, wherever you want to put it, you choose. There's check boxes. It's so crazy simple. I can't even believe it. So you can podcast, you can write articles, you can go live, and here's why that's important. People take in information differently. Some people want to hear your voice. Your voice is a vibration that resonates or does not with them. They want to hear you. And they also want the ease of taking you with them, listening to a podcast while they're driving or they're at the gym, whatever they're. But also people want to see you. So when you can do a live stream, they can feel what it's like to be in your presence virtually. And other people love to read. So you can write articles and you can reach people from each of these different ways of learning, of taking in information, and be able to create trust because they're hearing, they're seeing, they're reading. And that's one of the reasons podcasting matters. Your voice, again, I'm kind of going off about podcasting because when people hear your voice, something different happens. They hear your pacing, they hear your emotion, they feel your conviction, they feel your clarity, and it creates this closeness that writing content alone doesn't. And so your public podcast helps people find you. It brings new people into your community and it lets them start hearing how you think. Your private podcast deepens that relationship. It gives you a space where you can speak more directly, you can guide, you can teach, you can prompt, you can lead people. I have 3 30-day sprints, I'll call them. One is on the identity shift, which every day on my podcast, a new prompt comes out for you to consider. You can watch the trainings. It has videos. You can watch the trainings, and then you can get daily prompts to reinforce what you've learned. I have one called Resonate, which is about how you speak to your clients, what they might want to hear, how to resonate with your ideal clients. And the same thing, it's a daily prompt giving you ideas of what you could do, what you could say. I'm not telling you what to say, I'm sparking ideas. That's what a good coach does. And then we have the spring sprint, which starts Monday, which gives you ideas about how to share your work and make sales. Every single day you get a prompt. You can do these things on a private podcast. And it's really simple to do. You press record, you say what you have to say, you press save. I mean, it's so amazing. And so when you're doing public podcast, private podcast, the combination is just powerful. It moves people from curiosity to connection, and connection is what leads to clients. So now once you've got your own space, your community, and your voice is established, the next question becomes, how do I bring people in? How do people find me? Well, you don't have to build this alone. So you don't need to go build a community and then invite people. You can do it together. You can start where you're at. You can start building and inviting people in and having, a couple of trainings, however you want to do it. If it's a paid community, right? You want to get something in there for them and then start walking it out. If it's your free community, start speaking. Use the different types of delivery we have: the written word, this the spoken word, and the video. So that's something to consider, that you're addressing each of those areas every single week. The other thing you can do when you're building your community is to use we use AI after your code, not to write content, but what happens is we plug everything in Unleash Your Revenue. We plug everything in your from your code, and we put some other information in there, and then it gets an understanding of how you speak, of how you think, and it can help you with your messaging. It can help you with your content. And then you massage it so you can work together. The voice remains yours, but the power of what you're building is amplified because you get feedback and ideas. So it's a powerful tool to be used. The other way to find people for your community is you can use discovery tools. Just yesterday, I had a comment on one of my notes about a brand new AI tool called Yellow, where you can list your Substack. You can put your profile in there, tell people how you want to collaborate, and it shows you people who would be good partners to do cross promoting, or to share a live together, or to interview each other. And they're right there, and you can just message them, because one of the most important things you can do when growing your business, and I've done this from day one, is get in front of other people's audiences. So when I first started, pre-social media, I just started speaking locally, and I got in front of people I didn't know, and I gave them value, I shared my work, and my business filled up. So where are the audiences, I'm gonna ask you, that might have someone who complements what you do, where your ideal clients are already hanging out? Well, you can go to this new AI tool I mentioned and find it there. You can find collaborative partners right here just by exploring the different profiles that are suggested for you. And so when you connect with these other audiences, and you can do it all right here. Like, I've done this over the years, summits and guest interviews, and I've done the interviews, but they were all outside. You had to set everything up. This all takes place right here on this platform. Collaboration, interviews, joint lives, they're all right here ready for you. The other thing I want to mention is you don't need the biggest audience. It's not about curating this huge audience and burning through leads like social media sort of set us up for. It's about having access to the right people and a place for them to stay once they find you. So when you simplify everything like this, like we're talking about today, your focus becomes really clear. You know what to say. Okay, I'm going to write, I'm going to speak, I'm going to go live. I'm going to find one collaborative partner each week. And that's how you build. When you get clear about what that room is about, what you stand for, like we talked about, who it's for, the work that you actually do for them, and you have a way to communicate that, you're going to get clients. Your business will grow. You simply build a journey, a trust journey for them. People find you, they connect with your work, they subscribe, and they stay, and the relationship deepens over time. Transformational leaders, the people I work with, have clients that stay with them for a long time because they keep getting good results and they keep deepening their relationship together. So, other people's audiences is a great way to grow your community. And you get to decide, do you want to do an interview series? Do you want to go out and be interviewed? It's all inside of your strategy. You don't need to do everything at once. You're just here to like walk it out, right? Keep every single week, do something and you will keep growing. And that's where I want to leave you, understanding this shift that's happening from social media, which is actually now interest media, to trust, to community. So building a business with a curated community is the first step. Then the next step is, how do I generate revenue inside my community? And I see a lot of women stall there. They might build like a Facebook group and they understand what they do, but they're bringing in the wrong people for the most part. Somebody told them they needed to get a lot of leads in. And then it just gets messy, right? So when you curate and you vet the people who are coming in, and how do you vet them? By the messaging you use, by the way you speak about it, by what you stand for, by what you share each and every week, right? Then the right people are there. And then how do you bring people along a journey that leads to them wanting to work with you? That's what we do in Unleash Your Revenue. Inside Curate, you learn how to build the community, build the room with the right people, the interviews, the other people's audiences, the way you're structuring your week so that you're reaching people on multiple levels. Inside Unleash Your Revenue, we talk about what actually happens in the room that leads to sales. And that's where we work on your weekly messaging, your content, your offers, your Substack growth, your podcast, your sales. This is where we focus on what's working right now. And we apply it. We meet weekly and we dive deep. I am a lifelong learner on human design, if you know it. I'm a 1-3, the investigator. I love learning. So right out of high school, I got a computer science degree. It was the 80s. And I remember, I'm also an early adopter. So I remember telling my friends and family that one day computers were going to be in people's houses. And they were just like, you are so weird. Right. And so I say that because that computer science degree, then I went on to get a marketing and finance degree. And so when online marketing became a thing, I was just like, yay, I could figure things out. I knew how to market and I knew how to do the system. So inside Unleash Your Revenue, I help you with the mechanics of building out Substack, of building out your system, all the pieces that are moving, right? And then talking about marketing. So we meet 3 times a month doing those things. And we focus on, what am I selling? What do I say? How do I show up? How do I help people decide if this is a good fit for them? And we're launching that in June. Unleash Your Revenue starts June 6th, I think it is. And the reason I'm waiting until June is because I'm going to Italy with my daughter and my 2 grandchildren in April, and staying through May. And so when I get back, I'm going to be so ready to launch this program. but I have it on early enrollment because people there's trainings in my Unleash Your Revenue vault, which is hosted on Kajabi. And there's trainings on speaking, on branding, on they're all on the page, like leadership. How do I lead myself? How do I time management? All the things that you need in business, they're inside there. And then we're going to apply those starting in June. So I have it on like a 50% off rate so that people who did my camera just switch? What happened? I saw that. It does. It's been doing that. I'm glad I have a little camera view here. Okay. So it's on early bird enrollment right now. And you can go ahead and sign up. It's the Unleash Your Revenue. It's right here on the upgrade to get in. There should be a button underneath this, or it's on my subscribe page. And we're going to go deep, and we are going to meet and walk this out together. I am, like I said, I love to learn. I'm going all in on Substack. I will be learning it and teaching it, learning it and teaching it. It's going to grow. They don't have communities yet. So I am still using my Facebook group so that we can talk. But once they launch communities, which they will, we will be 100% here. So Curate, a community of buyers, the membership, that's where you learn how to build the room. Unleash Your Revenue is where you monetize what you've built. So if you're ready for that, upgrade and join us. I can't wait. I'll be doing podcasts between now and then for Unleash Your Revenue. So you don't have to really wait. It's just that the weekly trainings won't start until June. And whether you're joining me or not, I want to leave you with this question. And it's like, what kind of community am I here to build? Ask yourself, how do I lead in a way that actually invites people in? And we went through all of that earlier. But what's your community? What do you stand for? What are you creating? Now is the time. This is a huge opportunity. And I'm so glad you're joining it and you're taking advantage of the timing of this, because it's going to really grow and you're going to grow with it. All right, that's it for today. I'll see you next week, and leave a comment if you're watching the replay. I'm happy to connect with you. That's so important to me. Okay, so as always, be real, take a stand, and change lives. Bye for now.